everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So we're building on a 40 by 30 today. I started building this on stream actually not Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, Friday. And then I finished it off stream, but started it on stream. Thank you everyone who was in chat who told me to build this. It was quite fun to do, so I really enjoyed it. It's essentially like a hillside kind of house, so as you can see we're having a little bit of fun with terrain tools. It's only for 2 Sims or just the one, depending on what kind of household you want living in the house, and it only has 1 bathroom and everything on the 2nd floor, which is the common area, I suppose, is basically like in an open room. So that is both the living room area, the kitchen, and also the dining room. Yes. And as for pack restrictions, as per usual, not a thing here on the channel, so we're just going a little crazy with everything. I will say that I've probably mainly used my favorite packs for this house, so that means Dream Home Decorator, Eco Lifestyle, and also Tiny Living. But I'm sure that, and also the kid blooming rooms, because you know, plants, yes, plants. But other than that, there's probably use of like different items here and there, such as for example for the outside I used some island living items as well. But style wise, we're going for my favorite combo. Because, you know, I wanted this house to be a little bit luxurious. I feel like the exterior just kind of, I don't know, it would seem like an expensive house in real life. So furniture wise, I just wanted it to be very stylish and kind of luxury and also neutral toned. So, but with like a little bit of an accent wall in some of the rooms. So that's what we're doing. They also have a walk-in closet, which you'll see. I kind of had to do some changes to the shell once we got to the bedroom, but it's fine. You'll see once we get there. So essentially, when I start streaming, I don't really, most of the time, I don't actually know what I am gonna build on stream. I kind of let chat decide for me, just because I'm a very indecisive person. Just if you've ever been on the chat or ever been on the stream, you would know I'm a very indecisive person. So I basically just I take like a couple of pictures from Pinterest and I'm like, which one should we build? Let me know. Decide for yourselves. Let's start a poll or whatever. And this one was also another one that I found on Pinterest, actually. I believe that I feel like someone famous like lived in it, but I couldn't find the information after I started building the house. I started reading about it a little bit and I was like, I'm pretty sure I read before that someone, maybe not like famous, but like a name you would know lived in this house, but I'm not really sure anymore. It's fine. It was designed by someone. It's fine, just like most houses are anyway. I've kind of had my eyes on the house for a while too, so I'm happy that chat ended up choosing that one. It was either going to be that house or an apartment, because it also hit me that I haven't really decorated an apartment for a while. But we got this house done, so yes. Also, it's been a while since I played with the terrain tools too, I think, so it was about time. But I don't know, there's something very pleasing about doing these sort of hillside houses where you play around with terrain tools and kind of build the house so it looks like, obviously you can't do it the same way that it was done with the actual house because it was actually built on a hill, whereas, you know, every lot by default is flat, unfortunately for us. So you kind of have to make the hill that the house can be built on. So it looks a little strange sometimes, but I don't know, this is the only way to make it. Otherwise, I would have had to move it to like a 64 by 64, and I don't know. We're not doing that. Not for this house. Probably not for most of my houses either. So, but that's probably the best way to like make the hill look like it fits with the surrounding area in a more organic kind of way. Would be to move it to a 64 by 64, but I don't know. It's fun to play around with terrain tools. I'm happy that chat decided to go with this house, so that is what we're building on today. But I don't even know if any of that made any sense whatsoever. It's fine. Hello. It's Sunday. Everything's going a little bit slow today. I feel like my point was just that it would be nice to see a world where you could actually like properly build into a hill instead of having to make this little hill yourself with the terrain tools. Does that make sense? But we make it work, and it's also a lot of fun trying to play around with terrain tools as well. So it's all good. But yeah, as for the interior color scheme, all right, the exterior color scheme of the actual house was very gray, so I ended up going for that later on, but I think I actually did most of the interior before we started with the exterior again, or continued with the exterior again. So for the color scheme for the inside though, lots of neutrals like I said before. I just kind of felt like that would fit with the house, to be honest. Although not using a lot of gray. Usually if I do a very specific color scheme for the exterior, I'll try to bring it in like towards the interior as well. I'll try to bring it into the house as well. I know that's ridiculous because in real life, your exterior and interiors will not necessarily match. Like, I don't see why most people probably won't do that, like color scheme wise at least. Style wise is a different thing, but color scheme wise most likely won't match fully. But for The Sims, for some reason, it's just kind of fun to do it that way sometimes. However, for this house, I didn't actually decide on the exterior color scheme before we just got started with the interior, so it's very neutral though. And also a lot of black in this area, in the common area. And then specifically for the dining room area, the dining area, I decided to go with white chairs because I tried the black ones and they were just way too dark, so it brightens it up a little bit as well. I feel like the white walls definitely help too, and a lot of the decor pieces that I used as well were a little bit on the brighter side, just to negate some of the darkness that is in the kitchen and also the black on the couch. So those are pretty big pieces of furniture, if you will, like kitchen counters and also a full couch. So just gotta brighten it up a little bit. Dark or black can be quite overpowering when it comes to interiors, so it's nice to just negate that a little bit with like white walls and stuff. But anyway, yeah, the interior was pretty quickly done. I think it's because the house itself is actually, like, a lot of this build is actually landscaping. The house itself is pretty small, so, you know, we're basically like flying through the interior decorating, but hopefully you'll enjoy landscaping as well, or the landscaping as well. Actually, let me know, when it comes to builds, what do you prefer to watch? Do you prefer exteriors over interiors? I'm kind of curious because I feel like it would, I don't know. I don't really know. Like, what? I'm very curious. Let me know. I want to know. I actually forgot to say, but, and I don't know why I didn't do this while I was building the house, because I'm pretty sure that I just started building on the 40 by 30. It's in Windenburg. I don't know if I said this already, but I started building on one of the 40 by 30s that are in the what's it called? The forest area of Windenburg, so the upper left corner. Actually, this is the lot that is the most upper left one of the whole map. And then I remember saying, like, yeah, this house would probably fit better on the island, but for some reason I just got really into just building the house, so I never moved it. But it was supposed to be on the island. I just forgot about my surroundings in that way, and I just completely forgot to move it. However, for the screenshots, you'll see that I actually moved it to the island because it definitely fits better there. There was something very weird. Once I started taking the screenshots, it kind of hit me because the pool, right, this lot, there's a road, basically, like you can, it's right by a road. And for some reason, the pool being so close to the road is so strange to look at. So it definitely makes more sense to see it when it's placed on the island in Windenburg instead, because it's just, there's more privacy on the island. There are no roads, no cars driving by, no people on bicycles, and it's just a little bit more closed. Well, it's not closed off because I suppose everything is quite open on the island, but there are no roads, at least. Or no paths either, so that helps a lot. And also, the view from the pool now that's placed on the island, if you download this, I highly recommend that you place it on the 40 by 30 on the island, I'm just saying, because the view from the pool is gorgeous. It's like, sure, there's like an annoying tree almost right in front of the lot, but you can still kind of like, it's luckily the trunk of the tree is quite thin, so it doesn't really block that much, and all the leaves are at the top of the tree as well, so you got a great view. Also from the bedroom, which is why I started talking about it. And yeah, I just recommend that you place it there instead of in the forest area, because honestly, it just doesn't make sense to place it there. I just didn't think about it while I was building, because I was just so into building the house that I just completely forgot that I wanted to move it to the island. We just got started and then we're on a roll, basically. That's what happened. So working on the exterior again, I think I ended up swapping out those columns actually with some of the other, I think I ended up using the ones from Get Famous, I think, because these ones, I don't know where they're from, but they have this little like indent. Is that what you call that? Or like a cut in into the column at the bottom of it, and I don't really like it. So the other ones are a little bit more sleek and also came in like a very light gray swatch, whereas I felt like these white ones at some point they just started to pop out a little bit too much, so I needed to change the color of them. That was the same reason I changed the color of the half walls that are right here on the second floor. I changed them to a lighter or like a medium gray color too, because black was a little bit too eye-catching along with the white on the columns, and especially when the majority of the house is like gray, like a cement kind of gray, it's difficult. You don't want anything to like stand out too much. I know that the pool stands out. That's on purpose. The pool is supposed to stand out. Yeah, it's very white. I actually went back in just to check after I did the landscaping. I tried to change the foundation color around the pool to a gray one just to see if I liked it, but I still think it looks better in white. So, but aside from that, everything else just kind of has to touch gray in some way because it just meshes together better because the house is so gray. But that was what I also took from, like I mentioned earlier, the actual house was very gray. It was like cement. I don't really know what it was made of, but it had this like rough surface. I really like the look of it, but it's also very difficult to kind of try to pull off, I feel, just because it's so gray. For some reason, gray is, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of dangerous to use too much because gray can be quite gray. It's like using too much beige. Like, it's just kind of boring a little bit. So, you know, we needed to be a little bit careful with that one. But I feel like it worked on this house. I feel like it ended up working. So might be a taste thing though. You might not agree with me and that's completely okay. But for me, I feel like this works. And as for the landscaping, I didn't want to overdo it with like flowers and bushes and stuff around the house. I did want to go a little crazy with a lot of trees though, because I feel like the house looked so good, like framed up with trees. It worked together well. I don't know how to phrase that, but hopefully you get what I mean. So I ended up using like a lot of trees, a lot of evergreens as well. You'll see that in just a little bit. If you got any questions regarding the use of terrain tools, by the way, let me know. I know someone in chat commented that they were confused why my plants weren't levitating, and they do levitate still. You can't really avoid that unless you use Tool to kind of lower all the plants manually. They will levitate now and then. It's just, it's quite finicky, but sometimes you can adjust them just a little bit so they don't levitate as much. And then you can kind of cover up the levitating parts with other plants and stuff and rocks as well. It's finicky, but that's the way I do it. So just know that like I don't have a magic trick to avoid levitating plants. It also happens for me. So I can't help you with that one. But if you have any other questions, let me know. I'll try to help you out in or through chat. Otherwise, you can come to stream and I'll try to show you at some point as well. So, and I tried to raise as well, like talking about the whole like hillside thing instead of being built on a hill, but like I don't know how to phrase that either, which I'm pretty sure you probably noticed at the start of the video when I went on a little rant. But instead of it being placed on top of a hill, I want it to be placed on a hillside. That's just difficult to do in The Sims because lot restrictions and stuff, and we don't have the lots with like that are placed on a hill already, if that makes sense. Like all lots are flat, like I said. So I decided to raise the hills just a little bit behind the house so that it at least looked a little bit more like it was placed on a hillside instead of on top of a hill. Yes, there's a difference there. There's a distinction. I just don't fully know how to explain it. But anyway, I hope you get what I mean. So I raised the terrain just a little bit more and then went a little crazy with trees as well. But I think that is actually pretty much about it. Doing a lot of terrain painting, some more landscaping, placing down some lights, and I think that is it. So yeah, if you like this house, you can download it off the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under the hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the tray files can be found over on my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment. If you didn't know, I'm also doing a giveaway currently. If you want any information on that, you can find that over on the community tab. There's a post, like scroll down a little bit and you can see it. It'll explain how to join the giveaway. But I think that is it. If you like BookTube as well, check out my BookTube channel. You can find that through the link tree in the description box. And that is all. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.
It's high and low and in between. And I am